All right, fam, we're going to settle this once and for all. I get this question a lot. Do you actually need a website to start your business? A lot of people online are going to tell you no, just start with your Instagram and you're good to go. But as somebody who has grown a six-figure organizing company and helped hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of organizers start their own businesses, I'm going to tell you the honest truth. Yes, you do need a website. I'm Melanie from I Speak Organized. I am a professional organizer and a six-figure online business coach for professional organizers, helping them grow and scale with confidence and clarity. If you're brand new and you're feeling overwhelmed by tech, don't worry, because what I'm about to share with you is what you need at an absolute bare minimum. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel here or do a bunch of crazy extra work. We're going to give you the blueprint for the basics, like the bare bones of what you're going to need to run your business with confidence, and it's not going to be as hard as you think. So stick around and let's get into it. Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Speak Organized podcast. My name is Melanie Summers, and I am your host of this podcast. I am a professional organizer, ADHD organizing specialist, and your go-to gal for all things pro-organizing business. I like to speak organized to give you the tools to conquer your clutter, live life with more purpose, and learn all about the business of tidying. Now, do me a favor, if you have not already, go ahead and take out your device and tap the subscribe button so that you become a member of the Speaker fam. And if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, you can leave us that rave 5-star review so that we can reach more amazing folks just like you looking to level up their game on the business of tidying. I also want to make sure that you know about our free Facebook group. So if you're looking for a group of like-minded individuals, there are thousands of us waiting to embrace you and give you all the advice and encouragement that you need. The link to join my free Facebook group is going to be down in the description of the video and the podcast show notes. I wonder if you guys can hear that music out there. I'm in my hotel room. We're about ready to go on a cruise and somebody's having a real good time out there on the water. Lastly, if you are brand new here and you're feeling really unsure about what to do next, or you're telling yourself some sort of imposter syndrome story like, I can't charge what other people charge because I'm brand new, or I'm not techie, so I don't have the skills for my website, and I'm overwhelmed and I don't know where to start. I just need somebody to tell me what to do, tell me what works. You have come to the right place because I'm your go-to gal for all things pro-organizing business. I have been in business for 10 years. I have scaled my business to 6 figures, and I've helped hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of coaching clients do the same. With the right tools and training, you can be absolutely exceptional, and I am here to help you with that. So in just a little bit, I'm going to share some ways in which I can help you grow with confidence and stop feeling that imposter syndrome. You're just going to be able to punch it right in the face and grow the business of your dreams. So stick around for that. So here's the myth. I have my facts and figures written over here, so I'm cheating and looking at my notes. But a lot of people will say, post a few before and after photos to your Instagram, pop up a booking link, and boom, like you're ready to go. The leads are going to start rolling in. But here are the facts and figures, because I like data. And it's really important to let the numbers do the talking for you rather than that voice of imposter syndrome letting you know that, like, oh yeah, you're not ready to be official yet. Okay, so 84% of consumers trust a business more when it has a website. And you can think about this from the consumer standpoint as well. When you're looking into investing your hard-earned money in a service or a restaurant or whatever it is, if that business doesn't have a website and maybe they just have a Facebook page or an Instagram profile, you tend to think, I mean, not everybody does. There's obviously a yeah, but in there, but the majority of people, 84% at this point, view that as being less professional and less trustworthy. And our goal, especially as organizers, when you're coming into somebody's home and they're allowing you to see the spaces that they don't even let some of their closest family members see, they're letting a complete stranger into their home, we need to be establishing trust on a very deep level from the very beginning. And that really truly does start with your website. So a website to 84% of people really does make a big difference. 76% of people judge your credibility based on your website, even if it's a simple one. So we're not trying to make a website that has, 5 lead magnets and a blog and a YouTube channel and a podcast and all these things connected to it right now. We're just trying to make something very simple that is going to prove to almost 100% of the people that come across your path that you are credible and trustworthy. And here's the kicker. You cannot fully optimize a Google business profile without a website. And we all know that search engine optimization is really important, especially for local service-based businesses where A lot of folks that are problem aware know that they need help with professional organizing in some capacity are going to hop on Google or ChatGPT, which pulls information from search engines like Google, and it's going to say professional organizer near me. And it's going to use their geotagged location and try to pull up the closest, most relevant search results for that person. And you want to be part of that map pack. And if you don't have a website to connect to your Google business profile, your business basically doesn't exist online. It's going to be really hard to find. So sometimes your social media will link to it, but again, we're looking at the data here. The whole picture points to the fact that yes, you need a website. So let's talk about how to create a simple one. So you can technically operate without a website. I'm not going to lie, you definitely can, but if you want your business to look more credible so that you're easy to hire, because the whole point is so that you can make yourself some money and live your life doing the thing that fills you with purpose and makes you happy, makes your clients happy. So let's talk about how to do that. Okay, so we're going to go through the quick win minimum website requirements. And again, we're just going to talk about a very simple landing page that explains who you are, what you do, how you do it, hopefully how much it costs, at least a ballpark of some kind, so that folks who are more budget conscious have the ability to self-select in or out, and how to contact you. So those are kind of like our main 5 requirements that I teach inside my membership program in depth. So we're going to just kind of go through the bird's eye view so that if you're looking for the overview and you want to take this on by yourself, you're going to be well equipped. Okay, so who you help and where you work should be like the very first thing that people see. So not a logo, not a super long bio, not a slideshow of photos. Slideshows of photos make your website really clunky and load really slow because images are very large files. So we want to make sure that you have a very clear statement of like who you are and where you work. So an example I have here is I help busy families declutter and organize their homes in the Vancouver/Portland area. So you're optimizing for key search terms that people are looking for and the areas in which you serve so that it is plainly obvious to the people on your website that you declutter and organize and you're located in their service area. They're going to be intrigued to continue reading from there. The next thing that you want to have is a short paragraph about your philosophy. So you are going to be speaking to their main pain points here. And so I have a few examples. So overwhelm, emotional clutter, ADHD struggles, kid schedules, moving chaos, whatever your niche is. So in my membership program, we talk a lot about in the very beginning modules, there's like 9 modules of content. And the very first one has to do with coming up with your signature organizing process and developing your niche. So we want to try to do this early on. Even if you don't know who you want to serve, it's a good idea to start thinking about the types of projects that you feel are the best fit for you and for your target demographic. So once you kind of have those pieces in place, you're able to speak to the pain points of your ideal client much better on your website. And these things can grow and change over time, but it's good to have something to start with, right? So just think about, those different things. And if you need help, join the membership program. Super helpful option. So the next thing you're going to need is a simple overview of your services. So you don't need to put your full packages and like this crazy pricing table and fancy icons. Like some of that stuff is going to be built into good platforms. They'll have some templates that you can use and customize, but we don't need anything super crazy. We want to maybe come up with an hourly rate and start there to give people sort of a sense of what to expect budget-wise. So for example, hands-on decluttering and organizing, unpacking after a move, space planning, and maintenance systems could be the list of a simple overview of your services. So people are going to hire based on outcomes, not tasks. So what we mean is we want to think about the transformation benefits for the client versus, the features of like, I offer 3 hours of organizing support. Like, well, what does that mean? If you want to think of like hands-on decluttering so that you don't have to lift a finger or something like that, that really speaks to what your client needs. Or maybe they have trouble with knowing where to donate things. So you offer donation hallways so that you don't have unwanted belongings cluttering your space. So you want to think about what the benefit is to hiring you just beyond the services that you provide. So give them some colorful adjectives that describe the transformation. So then we want to have one clear call to action. So we call this a CTA, call to action. So your entire website should be built around one button. And that button is going to be the goal or the next step, which is going to be to get them on the phone or get you into their home for that consultation, depending on how you're going to do that. So that book a free consultation button is going to be sprinkled throughout that landing page at various different phases to make sure that when the person feels confident to pull the trigger and press the button, that they don't have to scroll and look for it. It's going to be in your banner that stays, glued to the top of your page. It's going to be sprinkled kind of throughout that landing page so that when the person is ready, they can click the button and book that free consultation call with you. So this button should lead directly to your scheduling page or a form that allows them to fill out some information and allow you to get to know them a little bit better. So this could be your project to payment, this could be your Acuity, this could be your Calendly, or whatever you use. And I'm excited to talk a little bit about one of my new favorite software options for this in just a little bit. We're not quite there yet, so stay tuned for that moment. So here are a couple other supporting pieces that you might need. Google Business Profile. Super important. This is your number one discoverability tool, like we talked about in the beginning of the video. So this is where your website makes your profile legitimate. It unlocks more features, and it's going to help you rank in local searches like professional organizer near me, home organizer in your city or state, and then unpacking services in your city or state, if that's a service you're going to offer, or ADHD organizing solutions in Vancouver, whatever it happens to be. And once you get started collecting reviews, it is game over because clients will come to you. So that's going to build trust right off the bat. Google reviews really, really go a long way. And I teach people in my membership program how to incentivize in certain ways to help them boost the likelihood that they're going to get that 5-star review. The next few things that you want to have in there are 2 connected social profiles. So I know I said don't worry about having your Instagram profile and all this stuff. You just don't want that doing the heavy lifting in terms of lead generation for you because it's going to be a really slow, disappointing build at that point. So you don't need to be everywhere and you don't need to post every single day. That's super, super important. Everybody thinks they have to have this constant stream of before and after photos of the spaces. You just need to create consistency across the platforms where your ideal client hangs out. So that's another mistake a lot of folks make. It's like, well, what platforms am I using? What platforms am I comfortable on? This is not about us. It's about them. So where does your ideal client hang out? Is it going to be TikTok if it's an older generation? Probably not. They're going to be hanging out on Facebook. If you're looking to work with busy families and professionals, it's probably not going to be Instagram. It's going to be LinkedIn. So you have to kind of think about who you're trying to target and get familiar with 1 to 2 platforms so that you can cross-promote and post where your ideal clients live. Okay, so once you have 2 social platforms linked to your Google Business Profile and your website, that's going to start pulling that information into Google search. So Google's going to read that as consistency because you have things that are linking to your website. Those are called backlinks, and some of them are more credible than others, but that's a good way to get started. So that's your SEO getting stronger and your business looking legitimate. So that's what we want. Now, if you're looking for a really good all-in-one solution, I wanted to share an option with you because this came up in my membership program a little while ago, and I didn't have a good solution for this person at the time, and I felt bad. And I don't want to gatekeep, so I want to make sure that everybody knows about this solution. And so some people want to know at this point, well, do I need a CRM? And people get confused with the difference between a CRM and a website is. A CRM is a customer relationship management tool, and it's something that plays nice with your website. So it's a piece of software that you can use to help organize those leads once your website has captured them so that you can market to those folks, you can send them newsletters or information that's going to be helpful to them moving forward on their journey. It's going to allow you to send your leads contracts and invoices and payments and all those different things. So this particular member of my group was kind of venting. She was just venting her frustrations about her current CRM because we were talking about the ability to take payment, which obviously is very important as a small business owner. And she was like, well, this particular software does everything except for store card information on file, and I can't take payments. I have to just invoice and hope for the best. And that's not what I teach inside my program. I wanted to remove the friction from you and from your clients in order for you to get paid by just pressing a button and capturing the information from their card. So I didn't have a good solution for her. She was basically like, now you're telling me that I need to invest in a different piece of software to take payment, to integrate with my website and my CRM, and I'm just feeling really overwhelmed. And I was like, you know what? That is so valid, and I wish I had a better solution for you. And now I do. So I've done my research and I've partnered with Jobber, and I'm so excited to tell you about them because they are the all-in-one solution. So if you're looking for a really easy way to integrate templates for a website to just pop it up and have it ready to go with very minimal effort, and also have all the tools you need to invoice your client, send proposals, capture credit card information, charge their account, send them updates, literally everything you need from the lead capture to onboarding to project scope, all the things, and offboarding is included with Jobber, and it's very affordable. So if you're new or you have a really clunky system that isn't working well for you, and this is the year where you want to really make a go of this and be super professional and feel legit and feel confident, then I, of course, trying to help you out, because that's my goal here, is to give you the tools you need. I have a free 14-day trial for you to check out Jobber. It's going to be down in the description of the video and the podcast show notes, and you don't really have anything to lose. You just do the 14-day trial and cancel if it doesn't work for you, and it allows you to kind of poke around and see if this is the right software for you. Check that out. Use that as a resource. I'm more than happy to offer that as an option for you. Now, let's talk about a couple of other things that you might want to consider putting in your website or having with your website. Lead generation, so linking them. So what is lead generation? That would be like Thumbtack, Yelp, or Nextdoor. I do not recommend Angie's List, just being fully transparent. Once you get in their web, they call you like 3 times a day and they don't stop even if you tell them to take you off their list. So not my favorite. But Yelp, Thumbtack, and Nextdoor are really good lead generation options where you can build profiles. Sometimes business owners will only build profiles on their Thumbtack or their Yelp, but they won't have a website. I don't think that cuts it either. You kind of want to have both. And these are things that you can kind of slowly integrate over time. So if you're brand new, I find Thumbtack in particular to be really great for getting those first paying clients with a lot of minimal effort when you don't have good SEO on your website yet, so on and so forth. So what you don't need on day one, because this is something that a lot of coaches leave out of their training. So I want to let you know what I think you don't need on day one. You don't need fancy branding, something simple, something that you've designed on Canva. Again, some of my earlier designs are just so cringeworthy and okay. But anyway, like, you have to start somewhere. So you don't need fancy branding. You don't need super professional photos. Those can come later. Just a couple of good before and afters that have been brightened in Canva can go a long way. You don't need, like I said, scrollers of slideshows of photos that are going to slow your website down. We don't want that. You don't need a huge full portfolio. You don't need a blog yet. You don't need a huge pricing page. Just come up with something. Come up with a competitive number. I teach people how to do that in my membership program. It's not as hard as you think. SEO strategy, you don't really need a very complex SEO strategy to start. Just the things we talked about in today's video are a good place to get going. And you don't need complicated funnels. Okay, so we can just push all that off to the side, worry about it later. When does a full website matter? When you're scaling, when you're raising your prices, when you are building your SOPs or your standard operating procedures, your systems, you're selling digital products. That's when a full website can become really powerful, and something like Jobber can really help you scale and grow within your small business unit and make all those things possible. But from day one, a simple landing page is enough to book clients and get started building momentum. So with that being said, if all of this sounds good to you and you feel like, oh, this is actually achievable, then hopefully we've done our job in the last 20 minutes to kind of help improve that. But if you want to take it a step further, I invite you to go down to the description of the video in the podcast show notes and check out my membership program. It's called Organizer on Demand, or Organizer in Demand. And it works very similarly to an on-demand platform like Netflix. So basically you sign up, it's a month-to-month membership. You can cancel anytime, and it allows you access to 32 or maybe 33 core lessons that teach you everything on how to start and run a very successful 6 or 7-figure organizing company. Everything about pricing, branding, logos, networking, marketing, materials, all the things that you need literally to start and run your business. We also do live coaching twice a month. I do a live Q&A with all of my members where you can submit questions even if you can't attend live and get that sort of one-on-one coaching value experience through the group setting. And then we also do deep dives on various different topics. So things that people are struggling with. Should I start a team? How much do I pay them? All kinds of different questions come up in our membership program. So I encourage you to go down to the description of the video in the podcast show notes and check it out. If that seems like a good option for you, you can join and cancel at any time. I would love to have you. People find quite a lot of success throughout all aspects of their business by joining. And then of course, also that link to check out Jobber for that 14-day free trial is going to be down in the description as well. So if you're looking for that solution to get started with a really good all-in-one system, truly all-in-one system, you can check that out as well. If you guys have questions, please feel free to comment them down below. I'm more than happy to help. And beyond that, I hope y'all have a fabulous day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.